I would say out of all the animals, I've noted that two that I have respect for: the eagle.
The eagle.
The eagle, because of the vision. I just felt like if I can have a vision like the eagle, because from a biblical point of view, God references only those two animals. If you look at it, he references the eagle most times, and also he references the lion and say, "I am the Lion of Judah." I learned that a lion is persistent, and it will hunt relentlessly, no matter what. It will fight to the bitter end until it acquires or kills its prey. The first thing that I told my wife is, I'm not gonna be employee forever. I want to work the day I turn 30. I am changing the game and I'll resign. You know, you might find that you find collaborators or partners that say the same vision, but their culture is totally different from yours. First, it's me also to be trusted by other people, right? So, like I said, to everything in life, trust is the driver. To any relationship, basically, trust is the driver. I love to give people ropes. I give you ropes to hang yourself. If you are not the right person, once I know, unfortunately, like they say, it takes ages to build trust, but it takes just even a second to destroy it. That's what I believe. So before you've done me wrong, I can trust you. Why shouldn't I trust you?
Mr. Tatenda Vimbe. That's your name, right?
Yes, my
I hope I didn't get it wrong.
No, you got it right.
Okay. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Tatenda means Realebocha.
Realebo. We're thankful. I actually had a friend called Tatenda, but he passed away in 2022.
Okay.
Yeah. It was not a good time, but maybe to know another Tatenda, you know.
Yes.
So I basically like to start at a point where you just tell us a bit about yourself so that we get to understand who is speaking to us and so that it makes sense, you know. So who is Mr. Tatenda Vimbe?
All right. Tatenda Vimbe is gentleman who was raised in a village and was focused, had the lion mentality, of which he believed that he can make a difference amongst amongst my peers I grew up with during the time. And at the moment, I would say I'm an automotive engineer who is trained also, who is a project management professional. And I've done also postgraduate in strategic and leadership management. And currently I'm part of the cohort of 2024 for the Stanford Seed program. It's a transformation program funded by DBS.
Mindset change? Or?
Yeah, mindset change,
okay.
Yes. So I'm part of that cohort for 2024. It's a 10-month program, which actually helps entrepreneurs in Africa to scale and grow their businesses. So that's basically kind of my background. And I have been in Botswana since 2007, from being an employee right through to being an entrepreneur. So 2013, I started my own organization called Tatenda Mining Services. We have been in the drilling space. It was more blast hole drilling and also automotive sector. And recently, for the past 2 years now, we've ventured into transport, but servicing the mining sector, as we've seen that they require safe transport for their vehicles, reliable for production sake. So yes, with this organization of mine, I have found ways also I was picked by two very smart men, one Botswana, one South African. His name is Larang Solone. He's been my mentor, very smart man with masters as well. And he's been the co-founder of the Lucian Group. Lucian Group, yeah, he's been the first CEO. And currently I'm one of the directors of Lucian, and I'm the group CEO. And with Lucian, we have already acquired another organization called Machinery Contractors, which is now all about innovative stuff. And we do manufacturing of earth-moving components, buckets, stick. We have footprints, headquarters in South Africa for the machinery, headquarters for Lucian is in Botswana, but the footprints for both countries in Ghana and Zimbabwe. and we've done work in Zambia as well, and with the hope to expand into different areas or countries of Africa. So in a nutshell, that's who I am. I'm in the mining sector.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's an answer enough, just to pique our interest. One outstanding thing I've realized about entrepreneurs that have gone very far, they have their own mantra. And your mantra is the lion mentality. Please tell me how you developed the lion mentality.
Okay. I would say out of all the animals, I've noted that two that I have respect for: the eagle.
The eagle.
The eagle, because of the vision. Because an eagle can see things that are 5 kilometers away.
Oh,
yes. And if it sets its eyes on a prey, it is to catch it. Even it can see below the waters. Maybe it can go in the depth of 20 meters or so
in the water.
So I just felt like if I can have a vision like the eagle, because from a biblical point of view, God references only those two animals. If you look at it, he references the eagle most times, and also he references the lion and say, "I am the Lion of Judah." So if you look into it, why would God choose the lion? Why didn't he say, "I am the elephant of Judah"? I am the giraffe of Judah, or the buffalo of Judah. So I realized why God chose the lion. Because there's something that installed in the lion, which is the attitude that most animals don't have. Despite the lion being the smallest, it's a cat, basically. So it's not the biggest animal you find in the jungle, but it's still the king of the jungle. So what are those? I learned that a lion is persistent. And it will hunt relentlessly. No matter what, it will fight to the bitter end until it acquires or kills its prey. So from my side, I say to myself, if I really want to win in life, I don't need to look at the obstacles in front of me, but I just need to look forward. And what do? I equip myself with the right tools to make sure that I achieve the goals and that I've set for myself. That's basically what I've done.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So using the lion mentality and the vision of an eagle, I just came up with that one.
Yes.
Tell us about idea creation and execution, right? In the sense that you said in your talks that you have had this idea, your idea, since you were 19 years old, or even prior to that.
Yeah.
How then were you able to say, you know what, this is the vision, this is how we're going to execute it and get to the point where you are right now?
Yeah, okay. There's a saying that says Rome was not built in one day. I do believe that. Patience also is a virtue. Patience pays in a lot of ways. So one of the things that I've done is I'm doing things that I've been passionate for since I was a child. I've always been that guy who liked to play with toys of cars. So when my father at one point was owning some taxis back home in Zimbabwe, when I was Form 3 doing my secondary, I was still following him
to the taxis.
Yeah. When I'm off school, I follow him. I know it was the war between me and my mom, because she feel like I'm wasting my time. I should be concentrating on education and stuff. But I was following. My brother was never even interested at all. I started driving when I was Form 3 without a license. Fortunately, in Zimbabwe, at 16, you can get your driver's license. So at 16, the day I turned 16, I was already a driver. I got my driver's license. So when they will go for servicing of the car, repairing of stuff, most times I want to get involved, get my hands dirty. So with that passion, I always feel like this is what I'm called for. I just want to make a difference in the automotive industry. Especially where I was coming from, Zimbabwe, the areas that I grew up with, be it in the Shurugu, in the village, or in Kwekwe, is maybe the fourth largest city in Zimbabwe. So it didn't have enough infrastructure, to the level that you can find around here, like the Dada motors and stuff. So I felt like I need to make a difference and do something different. So I created something when I was 16. Then when I was 16, I created some cards, because soon after school, I didn't sit at home. I just started to join guys who were doing cars and stuff, helping my father here and there. So that's how basically I came up with the idea that this is what I want to do. And when I came to Botswana, 2007, the first thing that I told my wife is, I'm not going to be an employee forever. I want to work the day I turn 30. I am changing the game, and I'll resign. No matter whatever level I am in life, I will. So as I'm working now, let's not get too excited. Let's save a lot so that I'm able to build my empire that I want to build at 30. And we had a saving. account where we're saving that money. So the day I turned 30 for sure, the birthday gift I gave myself was resign. And it was not an easy one because I had everything.
Yeah.
And I raised enough though by that time. It was 2011 or so. So I partnered with some people, local people. We started a drilling company. It did well. That's the part I was discussing outside there. So it did well for the short time. It was a 2-year contract. So I mean in 2011, we were talking of invoicing millions then per month. So it was a very good deal. But unfortunately, it taught me something. I lacked financial literacy. I'm just coming from engineering background. I'm here handling money. So I spent things on unnecessary stuff, that I didn't need at that moment. But at the same time, even the organizing, how we build it, we're too excited that we buy the latest Land Cruiser at that moment, the latest BMW for us, the directors, and also it wasn't the best way of starting up a business, which is something that I learned and I'm willing to share with anyone. That got us bent when there was a mining recession time when most of the copper mines closed. African Copper, that's where we had a contract. It shut off as a liquidation. That means no one owed us for almost a year and a half for us to be paid whatever the little that we owed. So it was a tough time. But wherever we had loans, as in we had opened accounts, suppliers, collaborators, and organizations like Atlas Copper, where we bought our drill rig. I mean, they still wanted their money. So it was a good lesson for me. And we got bent, yes. 5 pull-up became a lot of money for me for that period of time. But thank God, through prayer, other opportunities came up. And I still did not deviate from my idea of I want to venture into the automotive industry. Earth-moving machines, light vehicle equipment. I did not deviate from that because I knew what I wanted. Because I also believe that in life, you are not just born. When you start something, you don't expect to win all the time.
Yeah.
Failures also are good for us because they teach us the don'ts in future. So that's part of things I learned. One of the don'ts I learned is when you have money, don't just get too excited. You need to budget. You need to really plan. What is your end game? What is your plan what is your 5-year goal? So that's basically, and maybe vision 10 years to come, something like that. So that's basically how I've built this. And when we finally managed to get an opportunity to get back into the game, it was not a surprise that I'm back in the same industry.
It's still part of
It's still part of the vision,
Yeah.
you see. And there's still more that I have aligned for myself, even though I'm planning for retirement soon. But
What?
no, from running around being CEO
Yeah.
of
I thought
automotive,
that
it's get hectic. I just want to sit on the board and do other things. Just use the mind to make money. Than just being the guy that is running around. So right now where I am, if you talk of unleashing talent from my side, I am busy. What do I want to say? I've got successors. I've understudies that I'm working with. I've tried one guy. He was going to be perfect guy. His name is Kotso Mutwana. Very intelligent, Botswana engineer. And unfortunately, our industry, is you groom someone good. Your client, who is the original equipment manufacturer, like Ballard, they got excited. They poached him from me there to kindly ask him request for his release, and I had to. So now I'm busy trying to build someone else, and we'll see how that goes. But I'm hoping it's positive.
Yeah, I actually in your story. I had a question, right? I hope it's not offensive. How I'm going to ask this question, then I'm going to ask a question pertaining to the last thing you just said. So I want to know, how did your wife take it when you're going through this financial crisis? Because she's still with you here today.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Fortunately, during that time, my wife had just passed as the best student in a class of 28 people in South Africa for a food and wine culinary course she was doing. So instead of her coming back to Botswana, because it happened when she was in South Africa, so I only had to opt to say, take the child. My daughter Rudo was 2 years old. Let's look for a school there and get a job. Because she was the best student, so everyone wanted it.
Everyone wanted.
So all scouters were looking for her, one offering a job. So she had to work in South Africa for almost about 5 months or so before I got the next job, which was a good consulting project I got for Discovery Metals Limited. This was owned by Australians in Maun. So they had to fetch me from South Africa, make sure that I manage their whole mobile plant until they liquidated as well.
That's
So,
great.
so the wife was very supportive. She understood. All I just had to do is to accept that
It's happening.
things have changed. And that's one thing about me, which is I'm strong at, is I've learned the art of not trying to force matters when it comes to affordability. What I can't afford, let me not worry about it now. Let me plan to have it at a later stage after saving. So I decided to say, okay, I can't afford the house where I'm staying. I've paid debts because of this liquidation of the mine. So I had to move to Borolonge village.
In the village.
Move all my stuff there. No one told me. I just told myself, you know what? This is the life you can afford for now.
Yeah.
So stay in the village while you rebuild yourself again. You know, so that's basically what happened.
Phew. That's a lot. And
So the wife was very, very supportive.
thank God.
She would actually worry about me every day, and I would lie to her that, hey, I've eaten
In
supper,
Borolong.
dinner when I'm staying in the village in Borolong, but sometimes I'd have just one grinya in the morning and tea. You understand?
Yeah. So, as Mr. Vimbe, when you're looking at an apprentice, let me structure it this way. If I was to come to you and ask you for apprenticeship, what would you look for in me?
With me, it's not about how much qualified you are. I look at the attitude more than anything else. Because you know what? You can build the best leader out of someone who has a diploma in management and that they've got a better attitude, and still let go of someone with a master's with the wrong attitude. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, what I look at is, first and foremost, always the qualification sells you. You know, when you sit down, it's all about what is your vision? You know, where do you see yourself in the coming 10 years? If I see that you don't have a vision at all, but the attitude is good, I'll bring you in and I'll start teaching you about life. That you don't have to think that you just have to end as whatever level. If it's apprenticeship, it's apprenticeship of technical stuff. Don't just think you're going to end as a technician or an artisan. Think bigger. Think about how you're going to grow yourself. I need someone who tell me, I'll work for you for a certain period of time while I'm upgrading my skills and while I'm maybe studying something different or something aligned with the course that maybe we would have employed you for. So I want people that are visionary, basically. But if you don't have a vision and you just show me that you are just there for money, then surely it's going to be difficult to work with a person like that.
Yeah.
If there is competition on maybe you come in, there are two people, but you are the only option that is there and you're willing to learn. One of the things I'm good at is I have patience to teach, I have patience to coach anyone of any level. I have patience for that.
That's awesome. So a question that keeps ringing in my head is about the whole engineering thing. Would you say engineering is part of the creative sector?
It is. Think of an aeroplane. When the Wright boys came up with an aeroplane, what is it? That's engineering. You agree with me?
Yeah,
it's part of the creative sector.
They looked at it
when you
very
think of Sir Phillips, when he came up with a bulb that right now we're all sitting under, right? What is it? That's engineering. But that guy, what happened to him? He failed 1,000 times until he managed to come up with the right bulb that is working, and we're all happy, smiling. And even though they come up different bulbs now, it's all creativity. You understand? So one of our line businesses, from maintenance and assembling and rebuilds of equipment, why we decided to buy Machinery Contractors South Africa, which is a company which has been in existence for 42 years, owned by white people. We looked into how do we expand our growth. We need to expand it through innovation. And innovation is by acquiring a company that has been in existence already with innovative ideas. So with machinery, they do designs. You know, they can create something from nothing. Yeah, problem solving, engineering solutions. Yeah.
You talked about the fact that the 2 years, the 2 years business that you did, you collaborated, right? I don't know if these are people that you knew or not. All I want to know is, how do I find collaborators, and how do I manage those relationships? Because what I've found is, like you're saying, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go with people.
Yes.
So that's the question. How do we collaborate and how do we maintain the relationships?
This is a difficult one. In the sense that, you might find that you find collaborators or partners that say the same vision, but their culture is totally different from yours. So culture now play a bigger role. So you find that we have tried so many times. Even the first one that I said we tried, it did not end well because at the end, a lot of things happen. This one I won't disclose what happened, but a lot of things happened. But in terms of interest and stuff, I realized I'm better off alone without these people. And because it's like we are here in Lobati right now, and one is planning to go to Zirast, and one is planning to go to Mafikeng. You understand? So it becomes a challenge because one, in terms of work ethics, we differed, governance, we differed, corporate governance, we differed. In terms of what else was the main issue there? The other issue again, in terms of financial literacy, in terms of how do we spend our money, how do we plan, how do we manage our cash flows? So if you're dealing with someone who just feels like, let me just spend, it becomes a challenge, especially the first case that I got banned the first time. So I learned, and then you meet people that just believes in spending, then it's a problem. So it's not an easy one, even as the whole group of Lucian. Like I said, Lucian is not a one-man band thing, but it's the founders. One is actually Lucian Group's founded by Motswana and a South African guy. You understand? So we've tried a lot of collaborating. I think I'm the only person they've managed to collaborate with since we started successfully. Anywhere else, we had to actually acquire the organization, like we have done with machinery contractors. Because every collaboration we've tried, somehow, we couldn't work well, or I agree when it's times now for operation for execution. That's where we always have challenges. So the most important thing I would say is when you're looking for partners or collaborators to partner with to run your business, I think the most important thing is if you had a vision and you have your principles as an organization and you have your culture, no one should deviate you from that. Someone who needs to buy into your culture that you have already. Yes, they can come with the ideas, but you are the one who started this business, so you know the vision that you have for the business. So if someone comes and wants to derail you from your vision, then that's the wrong partner. That's basically what I'm saying. So if you find someone that can share with you the same vision and actually is adding value to you in how to scale your business, but without derailing you from your main goal and objectives, then that's the right partner. That's all I can say. But it's not an easy one. And because some of these things, like they say, proof is in the pudding, right? You actually, when you're sitting around the table signing contracts, you actually realize that, okay, I think we are heading somewhere. Then we start executing, there's a problem here. You know, we are going different directions here. So I would say we just need the Spirit of the Lord most times when it comes to things like this, to descend on you to make sure that you make the right choices and make sure that you have someone legal to help protect you when you sign the contracts. Let's give some probationary periods so that in the event that the relationship doesn't do well, just like you are courting your girlfriend, right? It's called courting time, right? So if you see that it's not working out, there's no reason for you to go and sign the marriage certificate. Because already you see that, okay, I have a problem here. So why am I ignoring these symptoms again? So now where we are is give that probationary period to see how you work with the collaborators. If things are okay, then you sign the final contract for a long term. That's basically what I would say.
Yeah, it sounds so difficult, but it actually makes sense in the sense that a lot of the times we want to jump into things without testing them out, without thinking about them. It's like, it's a concept that's taken me a very long time to learn about going from idea to execution in the sense that in the past, I'd have an idea and I'm already in it. You see, get an idea, get a partner, we're inside. Doesn't work out with a partner, or maybe we haven't done enough research yet, right? Until I started schooling at a school where they drill these concepts into our heads. At first, it sucks, Then I start meeting people who talk about these things. And even my own mother, in fact, she would ask me questions, is this feasible? At first, I'm like, you don't get the vision. But I go back and reflect, I'm like, she's actually making sense. Before I go and burn my resources, my time, my energy trying to do something like this, let me actually see if it works out.
Thank you. That's actually a very good approach when you want to have partners. Because also you must understand your position as an individual now. To say, okay, I'm the one with this idea and I'm looking for a partner. So what is it here for me? And which angle do I want this partner to come in? And what kind of what did I say? What will be the role of a partner into the joint venture that you have? So basically, so the approach is to always also write down.
Yeah.
When you have your plans, jot them down. Because you can literally go to anyone and say, I'm pitching my idea, I'm looking for partner, I'm looking for investors.
And you have
When
nothing.
something is not written down, it makes sense. Do you enough research? I'll tell you the Lucian group the research was done in 2012. I can show you right now when it was done. 2012, we want to run a business, and this is the company. So a whole feasible study for the whole country was done for Botswana. So is there a market for this thing? Why am I here? And remember what I said earlier on in the morning. What problem am I going to solve? Are the team that is there not solving it already? And what is that will make me, what value proposition am I bringing on the table? That people will leave who was already a player in the game and come to me and always choose me instead of my competitors. So that's way.
So 2012 research, and then which year does the group?
2014.
2014, so 2 years of research.
2 years of research.
Patience, like you mentioned.
Patience,
like you mentioned. So one thing I'm picking about you is your relentlessness. Like you are relentless. The way you speak, the way you present yourself, the things that you believe in. I want you to tell us, where'd you get that?
Okay. I think some people are just born leaders. And some obviously they have to strive, they have to work to become better leaders. But for me, when it comes to relentless, I'll tell you one thing. My mom gave me a lot of strength when we were growing up, okay? Because we didn't have it all on the platter, like my kids have now. So it was a tough time. So between him and my dad, so most times I was the unfortunate kid that would be taken to the village, to school in the village. My brother was at a boarding school. I'll be at the village. So schooling in those tough, I'll tell you one thing, waking up in the morning at 1 a.m., going to the field, where there's, so we'll go to the field and what can I say? The yoke, the yoke for the cows.
Yeah.
Cows, eh?
Yeah.
We connect the yoke on the cows. We go to the field, plow with the traditional plows. You know them, all right? So we do that at 5 o'clock. You stop, you go back, cold water in the river. Then you go carry your stuff, walk 5 kilometers to school every day. I was grade 7 and grade 6, mind you. So I learned the hard way. So when things start happening in my life when I was growing, I said, this is not the life that I want to live. And this is not the life that I want my kids going to live. So whatever it takes, I will never, never quit. So I'm that guy who says winners never quit and quitters never win. And I believe that success is what persistence of purpose, basically. So I'm always persistent. Anything that I want, I get. Anything I need, I make sure that I get it. I don't have to look on the side or see, maybe there are obstacles along the way. The issue is, how do I do it? You understand? How am I going to get this thing, despite that it might be unreachable to many in the eyes of many? There's so many things I've done that if my wife would say, this is impossible, until of late started believing that, wow, this man, when he says he's going to do something, it's going to happen. You understand? So I just grew up with this courage. And when my mom passed away, 2015, and that's the time I was having actually a proper turnaround of life. And I just joined ventured with these guys for Lucent group, Starts and Lucent there. So one of the things when I was burying, I just said, you know what, Mom, you never benefited anything from my sweat, but wherever you are, I'll make you proud. And sometimes it pains a lot just to see some things happening and getting successful and some stuff. But, having a mother is a beautiful thing, I believe, and I cherish those who have, you understand? And you want your mother to be there to cheer you up. So out of that, I get this drive in me that I will never disappoint her wherever she is. I'll make sure no matter what, I make things right for my kids and for the future generation. Try to leave a legacy and and also the fact that where I come from, I'm the first entrepreneur within my family. So I want to be an example to many. So I work so hard. I work so hard. You can ask my wife, I sleep at 10, I'm up at 3. So those time 3, 4, 5 is where I do a lot of thinking and working and read a lot. Books as well, they help you. So most of these books I read, motivational books, they help me a lot to understand.
Would you suggest 2?
Pardon?
2 books.
Traction. For someone who's trying business, read Traction. Traction teaches you about business. Rich Dad Poor Dad, the simplest book. Read that book. It teaches you the art of money.
How to get out of the employee mindset.
What your CEO wants you to know.
Yeah.
Basic books for starters. You understand? So you need books like those. So I read these books a lot. So in a month, in a week, I can read one book finish. And I find that by reading books, I actually realize that a lot of people who have made it, they were not taking anything for granted. They go, and no matter whatever obstacle, they were not seeing them as obstacles, but just challenges, and find a way of how do I maneuver around challenges and build myself out of that. So that's basically why I'm relentless.
Yeah, my condolences, by the way.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I share a similar story in the sense that I lost my dad when I was like 10, and one statement that I'll always remember that my brother said to me, and it's so unfortunate because I don't think he was that conscious to know what he was drilling into me. He said to me that, I think somebody had given us some money. Then he says, we need to save this money because it's going to be a tough time and we're going to need this money. And ever since that day, I remember I used to think so much. Like, I need to work hard. I really need to work hard because the old man is not here anymore. So that means that I have to keep going. So I relate with you in that sense. I want you to talk about, because you see people who are relentless the way you are, somebody might take it as if, oh, this man is so full of himself, but you say you employ so many people, and when you are building your business, you are serving. Besides the charitable work that you do, I want you to tell me about that, the whole using your talent, using your resources to feed other mouths beyond yourself.
Okay, I hope I understood your question well. I think, like I said,
let me simplify it for you. Like, how do you not just look at yourself and take care of other people? Because I've realized that's what you like doing.
No, I do. I do like taking care of other people a lot. Just mentioning from the top of my head, I've told my dad he's 70 now, that he retired. 10 17 in November. In December. On 4th January. That's when he turned 7. I told him, my dad, retire, I'll take care of you. I'll make sure that environment you are in is okay and you have everything that you ever dreamed of. You have helped me to be where I am, to whatever level you reached. But also without him, I couldn't be where I am, right? So I like helping people. I like helping people in the society. So now, from a work point of view, I think I've explained to you that an organization like which I'm leading now is the group CEO, right? You can go on my LinkedIn, you can see the companies, going through the companies themselves. They're big companies. So it's not a game of one man. These are big organizations, but as of now, I'm the group CEO, right? So after my term, when I decide to step down, I'll just go sit on the board like other team. So at the moment, yes, we do have a lot of people, more than 300 employees on board across our operations. And with all the employees that we have, I have one policy which I tell my executive committee members. I sit with them every week, every Tuesday, 9 o'clock. And one of
so specific.
Yeah. So one of one goal that I have, which I'm driving, is culture.
Yeah.
So I might be nice, but the next manager now always got the rest of the people. He's not a good manager, I would say. Maybe he doesn't have empathy. He doesn't exercise empathy. You understand? So I'm trying to coach my team to exercise a lot of empathy and to understand that when you say you've confirmed someone is permanent at work or has a long-term contract at work, that person has got children. That person has got other people to feed. It might not be children, it might be a girlfriend, it might be a wife, it might be a mother, but there's other people to take care of. So whatever it takes, we need to make sure that we retain our employees. That's one thing I'm pushing, and I keep on every week in and out. That's one thing I keep on reminding them. The only person I believe that people fire themselves. We don't fire people. People fire themselves. So how do you fire yourself? If you steal, you're saying, I don't belong here.
Yeah.
You understand? If you steal, I don't belong here.
I'm not grateful
You
for
come
what
to
you're
work under
doing.
the influence of alcohol and we catch you. I mean, basically, you know our principles. So in that case, you're saying, I don't belong here. I'm not belong to this team. So you are firing yourself. So my culture is let's take care of our people as much as we can so that they can take care of the outside world that we don't have reach. But if you take care of them, pay them well, and make sure that they feel home when they're at work, there's job security. Surely we have changed lives outside. The direct individual and the people that they're taking care of outside. And that's why we even extend it to things like corporate social responsibilities. We do that a lot. You find most of the charity events, we are there. And very soon there'll be Broadest Primary School charity event. You find all the three companies will be there sponsoring something to make sure that we support charity events. We help a lot of people who I need. I won't mention one by one, but that's basically what I feel when it comes to people. So the greatest asset that we have in the business, that I would say, in our business, I've got the greatest asset is not the tools. All valuable tools we have is nothing. It's the people that we have. So I make sure that those people are well taken care of. Even if people that don't report to me direct, and I feel, because I have an open door policy, that if you are not being treated well by a manager, feel free to tell your manager, I'm going to the big boss, I'm going to see Mr. Vimbe to address my matter. And I've done that just last month. I've addressed one issue, which was very painful, someone crying at a low level. And I had to question the manager. We sat down, I understood the manager. They also had problems, and that's how I love.
Yeah. Just two more questions, but this one I'm asking is not part of the two.
Okay.
Trust. I get the sense that you are really big on trust. You know, for you to be that giving, you're not just going to give. You have a lot of trust. So I want to know, how do you build this trust relationship with people?
Okay. First is it's me also to be trusted by other people, right? So, like I said, to everything in life, trust is the driver for it. For any relationship, basically, trust is the driver. So I make sure that I'm a trustworthy person. I'm a loyal person. So to do all these partners I've worked with, they can sit here and stand. One of the guys who's the board chairman now, Lerang Solo, and he'll tell you, this one man I believe is loyal, and one man I believe I can trust. And he says that a couple of times. He said that also on his interviews, many places. So I believe that if you're loyal and trustworthy, a lot of good things just come to you. So it comes from a biblical point of view, where from the 10 commandments, it's all about do not steal, do not kill, do not covet, do not do all these things. You know, when people lose trust on you, is because you're not. There are some things that you're doing that is more fishy, cooking kind of way. So I believe that for me to be able to trust other people, I should be also be a trusted person. So that's number one. So how do I build trust in a person? I love to give people ropes. I give you rope to hang yourself. If you are not the right person, once I know, unfortunately, like they say, it takes ages to build trust, but takes just even a second to destroy it. You agree with me? So that's what I believe. So before you have done me wrong, I should trust you. Why shouldn't I trust you? Remember, you come to me, I want to work with you, or I want to work for you, whichever way, or I want to partner with you for whatever, I'll trust you. But until something happens that will make me lose trust on you, it's going to be difficult to build that trust. So that's basically how it is with trust. I've lost a lot of friends, even from a personal relationship. Friends I've trusted. You bring them closer, you share secrets with them. Right now, I don't have someone I call my best friend currently.
Except your wife.
Yeah, for now. Actually, there's one guy we are starting to build it up. It's a colored guy. You know, we're starting to build up the relationship because I realized that he actually considers me his best friend. You understand? And so, wow, okay. Because I realized that, you know what? All the people I try to bring close to me, at the end, I learned that, okay, these people, they're not exactly what I thought they are. You know, so when it's like that, I just move away. And I'm not afraid to be alone. So one thing that kills a lot of people from a relationship point of view is most people are stuck in a relationship because they're afraid to be alone. So I'm not afraid to be alone at all. You know, so I'm a big fan of trust. And I don't think there's any that you can build without trust. So I can't make it. There's no relationship that you can build without trust. Whether it's business, it's a relationship with God. God should be able to trust you. I trust you, my son. So that's basically how I feel when it comes to trust.
Yeah, I just wanted to read something that speaks to what you said earlier about when you coach someone, You want to see if they are about the vision or the money. And I also want to talk about the trust aspect. So it's from Luke 16, verses 12 and 13. It says, and if you are not faithful with other people's things, why should you be trusted with things of your own? Right? And 13 says, no one can serve two masters, for you will hate one and love the other. You will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and money. True. I just wanted to read that. I'm not going to explain it. So my second last question is, so as you know, I am big on the creative space. Just to share with you, I found myself doing graphic design and digital marketing. And that's how
I'm actually going to support you and try to give you some business. I like to support people I know.
Okay, we'll talk about that. Yeah, I was just trying to say that. So, as a creative yourself in the engineering space, how do you think the arts and the automotive industries can collaborate?
Okay, arts from which angle?
As from, I'd say, the ones that have been so. Let me be careful. That have been made to be easily commercial. Your music, your paintings, the drawings.
Okay,
you get the idea. Like the fashion and all that stuff.
Okay, engineering is engineering, right? And engineering is about also. I would say, okay, creativity is in both ways. Anyway, I would say both you are being creative, but in a different area. And when it comes now to engineering of automotive components or repairs, maintenance, whatever it is, these two can work together, but only from the point of, I would say, marketing. But there's a lot you can think of from a marketing. But if you think of yourself, trying to think of a good illustration I can give you. So you want to market, we have a bucket, right? That we have manufactured. You know a bucket, I'm talking of excavators. Excavators like this, eh? So you have a bucket, you have what you call a stick and a boom. So we are manufacturing this bucket, right? And I want to market my bucket, right? And imagine I get an art guy who design an old machine that is limping and oil is leaking all over, and the bucket is still brand new. Like, what do you think? That's not the art of creativity now. So you're actually creating something from an automotive point of view, but when you put it out there, someone just says, so no matter how much the machine can run many hours and get old, but the bucket will always be new, because these guys are manufacturing what? Long-lasting, durable buckets because of their materials they use, whatever it is. So you get what I'm saying. So the collaboration is there everywhere.
It's about understanding each other's messages.
Any line of career, you can actually link it up when it comes. Suppose even in business, you say, even like this is arts, you want to go finance people will come and say, let's calculate your cost of sales well to make sure that you are making the right profits. So I think there's a lot of collaboration.
Yeah. So for my last question is, this comes from my partner who I always shoot with. Just unfortunately, he didn't camp with us. He likes to ask, what is the question that you would have wanted me to ask you that I did not ask?
You're a smart man. You've already asked me many questions. But however, I think the right question will be, what is my retirement plan?
Oh, that's actually interesting.
So as a guy who grew up in the village, I'll answer the question. As a guy who grew up in the village, at my farm is where I actually want to retire.
At your farm?
At my farm. I don't want to, okay, even now, I don't like CBD lifestyle. So, you know, I'm this guy who still, I can do anything. I can be anywhere. I can mingle with any level of people. I can be in any environment. The top-notch 7-star hotels, I can sit there, eat and everything. But where I feel I'm home is when I'm in a farm environment. So that's why slowly I'm building my farm in Zimbabwe. And when I feel like I'm done, I want to stay in my farm where everything's just organic around me. I eat organic food. I think, my wife is a chef, so just eat organic food, live longer, just go back around, see where I've done my investments, collecting my monies, and continue surviving. I just want that. I enjoy the peace within a country home. So that's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I wish to. That's how I wish to retire, because the mining industry on its own is extremely hectic lifestyle. There's no rest. Mines operate 24/7. So as long as you're the head, if things are not going right, every head of every organization will make sure that they give you a call whether it's 1 a.m. Say your people have messed up and what are you going to do about it? So I don't think it's a lifestyle that is sustainable forever. So I need a lifestyle that will give me room just to travel a lot. Right now I travel a lot, yes, because of business and to take advantage of having fun there. But the most thing is I just want to, and this, no matter what, I can't exceed 50. I should be rested. I should have rested.
By 50.
I should have rested. But I started being an entrepreneur at 30. So proper at 30. So I don't think I can go further than after 20 years, beyond 20 years to continue operating. So I'm operating. But still, there's other ways of making money while you're in that retirement age. Like I said, your mind can make you money. I'll give you a good example. Think of someone, you have raised 100 million, and you have it cash in your account, right? And you decide, I want to invest this money and get a return on investment, maybe as a profit per annum. You can negotiate with the bank for 100 million, they can give you 10%, up 10% interest for such kind of money. So how much is that 10% of 100 million?
It's $1 million.
No. How much 10%?
10 million. 10 million.
Thank you. So I'm giving you other ideas of how to think ahead. So this is how I want to make my money in the future. Invest money, just negotiate with the people that run with money businesses. And as of now, right now, something I didn't tell you, I'm the founder of a company called Magna Wealth. So I grouped 30 business people, but these are Zimbabwean people, businessmen in Botswana. That includes the head of BIC, CEO Newton Jaziri, who is the current chairman of the board, and I'm the vice chairman of the board. And so we're busy building this organization with the hope of supporting or actually managing portfolios of people who have a lot of money. One of it, we want to venture into micro lending. And we're already busy raising the funds as I'm talking to you right now. Micro lending, and also I think you've seen what has happened at the mall. It's called the Fields Mall in Gaborone. It's a group close to 100. I'm not sure the actual number, close to 100 Botswana who put their heads together. Local Botswana who put their heads together. Yes, crowdfunding. And they built that mall. And can you imagine how much are the benefits they're getting out of that on a yearly basis? So that's basically the thinking that I'm having now, that as I'm retiring, these are the kind of investments that I'm actually pushing for. And with Magna Wealth, with the farm, deal with the banks, leave your money just because if you make 10 million profit every year, and I'm staying wherever I'm staying, I've got my own houses, you can't finish 10 million no matter how you spend it. So you might find that you spend 3 million, the 7 million, you top it up with 110 million, it becomes 107 million. So the next year it's more than 10 million profit. You still spend the same amount. So that's how you're now making money with the mind. That's my plan of retirement. Thank you.
Woo. So you're going to have a lion at the farm.
By the way, in Zimbabwe, we have this totem. So we are the Shumbas. Shumba is lion. So
okay, Mr. Vimbe, I you know what? I just right now I'd say I'm starstruck, because one thing I'm realizing is how much you've actually put in. And I'm just so honored to even have the time to sit here with you. I value it so much. I just want you to know. Thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing your wealth of knowledge and wisdom. Thank you for gracing our platform. And I wish you success, in the journey ahead. And I wish you rejuvenating experience here at camp, a rejuvenating relationship with God.
Amen. No, thank you very much for inviting me. And let's also wish you the best.
Thank you.
The platform is whatever support you need, we're here to support you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.